So winter is coming, and along with that, pollution in North India. Anyway, Xiaomi recently launched the third generation of air purifier in India, the 2C, at an aggressive price of 6,500. Now on the surface, it's cheaper than the previous model, the 2S, and yet has higher CADR. Of course, they have to cut cost when it comes to display and Wi-Fi, but it still raised two important questions. How effective is this air purifier? And second, how does it compare to the previous generation, 2S? Well, let's find out. Now, a quick recap for the first time buyers. There are three things you should look for before buying any air purifier. First is of course the HEPA filter. Pretty much every air purifier these days have a HEPA filter. Second is the CADR value. Higher the CADR value, bigger room it will be able to clean. And third is the noise level. We will come to that later on. Now the first thing you notice about 2C is the design. It's pretty much similar to the previous two generation and comes with a 360-degree filter which allows it to suck more air. Also, just like the previous version, it's only 33 watt, which means the power consumption is equivalent to a light bulb. So even if you use it all day for an entire month, the cost will be negligible. On the top, it has a power button which also acts as a mode switch. Now there are four different modes from automatic to low, medium, high, which is pretty self-explanatory. But if you look closely, the fans behind the grills are bigger and shaped like a turbine, unlike the regular fan in the previous 2S, which is why I suppose it has higher CADR of 350 compared to only 310 in the previous one. So this 2C looks similar to the previous model and yet it's able to clean bigger room faster. However, I can see places where cost cutting is done. Unlike the previous generation 2S, there is no AQI display on this one. Instead, it uses color coded method like red for high pollution, orange for moderate pollution and green for clean air. It can also not show you the real-time filter life like you get with 2S, but when the filter needs to be replaced, the indication light will blink red. Speaking of changing the filter, you need to press on this button on the either side of the purifier to open the upper half, and there you have it, the filter. Now talking about filters, pretty much most air purifiers have three kinds of filters: a pre-filter, a carbon filter and a HEPA filter. Now the pre-filter takes care of bigger particles like pet hairs, etc. The carbon filter is for dust, smoke, cigarettes, weed, etc. And HEPA filter removes the PM 2.5 pollutant that you have in air pollution, pollens, molds, etc. Now this 2C comes with only two layers of filtering, and since there is no carbon filter in it, I'm not sure how effective it is against the odor, but I guess it's fine. On a fundamental level, the air purifier is nothing but a pump that passes out air through HEPA filter, and if you can repeat this process enough in a closed room, the air gets cleaner. Now moving on to the sensor at the back. Seems like it has the same laser sensor as the previous generation, or maybe it is the less accurate infrared sensor. There is no information available on it yet. However, the accuracy of the sensor doesn't really matter that much since it has no display or app integration to find out exact pollution level. Now I'm fine with no display, but at least they should have given app integration. Unfortunately, since this 2C doesn't have Wi-Fi or app integration, there's no way to know the exact pollution level in the room. It just says red, orange or green, but Xiaomi hasn't really mentioned the AQI range of these three colors. Now to find out how effective it is, let's compare it with the previous two models. Keep in mind, this is not a standard research, but we did follow some standard protocols, like the room size is similar, the experiment was done on the same time of the same day and had similar air pollution level when we started. And as expected, the 2C was slightly more efficient in reducing the air pollution. We also tested them for noise and both of them were on the same level. So finally, should you buy it or not? Well, you cannot control the pollution outside. The least you can do is control it inside your house, and this Mi Air 2C lets you do that. I recommend it. Overall, Xiaomi has slashed the price in this 2C to make it more affordable in the Indian market and yet increasing the CADR value. Yes, it has some shortcomings like no display, no Wi-Fi, and lack of carbon filter. But for most people, it's a value for money. Although do keep in mind, you will have to invest in a HEPA filter every 4 to 6 months depending on the usage, which will cost you another 2 grand. And on a related note, if you're going outside, you can use pollution mask. Although in my opinion, they are hit or miss. And don't fall for the gimmicks like air purifier without the HEPA filter, or even plants that claims to reduce pollution. I mean, they can't do that. They look good and gives you oxygen, but we are still not there yet. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this Xiaomi air purifier. Like always, it's me now signing off. Keep it clean.